Hi, I'm Michael Nadlin from Market Lead, and today's video is when Performance Max fails and what to do. So these are just a few of my ideas and the strategies I use for when Performance Max isn't working for my clients. So let's just start off. The first thing I do is I do set the benchmarks. Benchmarks are the most important thing because you need to actually know the data against your own data. A lot of people would say, oh, I got these results, or I'm hearing about these people, they got results. You need to know what the data is for your campaign, for your account, and for everything in between. So what you need to do is actually figure out what the benchmarks were. What were the results you were getting before Performance Max? The conversion rate, the cost per click, the cost per lead, and just the volume of conversions as well. Get it for about 30 to 90 days beforehand and actually just write it down somewhere. Probably just put it in an Excel doc so you can do some easy comparison. So the reason why you need to set benchmarks is because if you don't have anything you're comparing against, you don't know if you're actually ahead or worse. A lot of times people just think they're ahead or they just think they're behind, but they don't know specifically how much. So I always, with every client, with everything, always set benchmarks, and usually on a 30 to 90 day look back window, just so I can know where it was at. Now, the next stages of this is actually once you've done it, look at the current state. Where are you at right now with Performance Max? Since you've been running it for 30, 90 days, how long have you been running it for and what are the results? Because there you can actually compare against the past benchmarks and seeing where you are right now. Now, once you have that, you can start to do a bit of a gap analysis of, are we ahead? Are we behind? Is cost per lead or cost per acquisition up or down? Is conversion volume up or down? Or even the return on ad spend up or down? So it's just about getting the comparison in different areas. Now, Performance Max, because it is quite different to the traditional channels of search and shopping, because it's more, let's say, disruptive and outbound, like you're going out to try and get more customers, clients, buyers, it's not the traditional inbound. So you are going to get a bit of wastage, but also a bit of different data. So you need to understand that Performance Max is operating differently and it might not work for your business. Now, about 9 out of 10 of my e-commerce clients, it just works extremely well for. Higher return on ad spends, higher revenue, everything's up, I look like a superstar. But about 1 in 10 doesn't go as well. And I've been doing these audits myself and looking back, doing look back windows and trying to figure out, testing out new asset groups, testing out new assets, and just doesn't work. Then what I do is, and this is the next step, is once you've actually set the benchmarks and then you actually know where your data is, you need to make the decision of, do I keep going forward with this or do I revert back to what I was doing? So with a lot of my clients, let's just say it's e-commerce, I'll actually set up either a standard shopping or a smart shopping campaign. Now, as of this week, I think we're in the last few weeks of smart shopping, being able to, 1, build them out, and 2, actually run them. So if you can't do that, just go back to standard shopping, segment it out in the same way that you would with your Performance Max, and just test it side by side. Or even what I'd recommend is just turn it off for a bit. See, a lot of my clients, I just had a client recently that needs a 350% return on ad spend for their shopping campaigns. Now, we'd been running Performance Max for about 3 months across 5 different countries. 1 country works, the other 4 doesn't. So we needed to kind of see, was it Performance Max? Was it the way I was managing it? Or was it actually just that it was the wrong strategy, full stop? We've been testing out Performance Max for about 3 months, like I said, or 3 or 4 months. So we knew we gave it enough time. Now the time factor as well is a big thing. A lot of people want results day 1, week 1, week 4. It takes about 6 to 8 weeks before you start seeing some pretty consistent data. So you need to make sure you've got the time. But once we'd actually realized we'd run it long enough against also the best practices as well, we realized it wasn't working. Now I needed to reflect on myself. Was I not managing it properly? And then I realized I've been changing a few things. I've been working intensely on it. So the next step was to actually take a step back and go, let's just start testing what a standard shopping campaign would be like and what a smart shopping campaign would be like. So for each country, I turned off the Performance Max campaign and then I turned on a standard shopping and then a smart shopping campaign. The reason why I won't run both is because standard shopping's good, but smart shopping's even better. So I just wanted to capitalize on smart shopping and just get those low-hanging fruits coming in before they turned over to PMax. What came through was amazing. So for a USA campaign, for the last 3 to 4 months, I was only getting about 198% return on ad spend, which is horrible for this client. Like, it wasn't break even. We're testing things out. It just didn't work. As soon as week 1 has happened, I've been running this for about 4 or 5 weeks now. Standard shopping and smart shopping have already gone back to 350%.
Quick interruption. If you like this, like, comment, and subscribe. You'll be staying up to date with the latest and greatest paid ads and Google Ads strategies available. Also, it's your time to be number one. Market leaders taking on new clients now as we grow. If you're serious about increasing your sales, increasing your customers, and scaling your business, book a strategy session with one of our senior strategists, someone who actually runs an account, people who actually get amazing results, and you'll also get a free action plan. So all you got to do is go to marketlead.com.au and book a strategy session. Let's jump back in.
Now, I haven't done anything different. It's the same product, same category, the same background, the same management person, but just the standard of the shopping was just significantly different. So whilst Performance Max is very outbound, trying to attract clients, standard shopping is only inbound. So when someone's proactively looking for it. Now, not only is the return on ad spend higher, but the revenue is higher as well. So because their Performance Max was spending budget but not delivering, it meant that when we're actually just reverting this money or funneling it back into our standard shopping campaign, we're able to actually get better results. So this is just one way you can do it. It could be the same if you're using Performance Max for lead gen, which honestly I've only done a few times and I'm not a master at it yet, so I'm not going to pretend to be. But if you're not getting the results, potentially just go back to your standard shopping campaign, your search campaign, your dynamic search ad campaign, your GDN campaigns and your YouTube campaigns, just so at least you've got granular control over each area and you can actually start to benchmark and look at which areas are dropping down. The challenge with Performance Max is it all goes into a black box, so you don't actually get to see specifically where you do get results or you don't get results from. So this is just my little approach. I'd really recommend that one, benchmarks the 30 to 90 days before PMax. Two, how long you've been running PMax for, ideally 6 to 8 weeks, and benchmark those results. And then three, compare them, see how the results are going against each other. Then four, actually revert back if necessary to a standard shopping or a standard search campaign and just also compare those results against the PMax and the time before. Whilst this is quite simple, it will take time and it will take a few weeks to implement because, these things aren't just an overnight thing. You do need to commit to the time with it, do need to commit to making sure that the quality of data is there as well, and you need to make sure that you're tracking everything properly. Now, the good thing about Google Ads is all the data's there. You can just use your date windows to look back and grab all the data, but don't just rely on that. Make sure that you're on top of it and make sure that when you're doing these, it's actually more of an advanced thing. You actually know why things are working and when they're working and how they work. So because you're in control, you can influence it more. So that's today's video for you. Don't forget, subscribe, comment below, share this with your friends and let me know how you go with this one. I hope it really helps. It's helped me a lot. It's helped my clients a lot. And I hope that if you're having any issues yourself, it can help you out. Enjoy.